We have had the technology to create, control, and steer hurricanes for decades. Project Cirrus is the first official attempt to modify a hurricane. It was run by General Electric with the support of the U.S. military. The official theory was that by changing the temperature outside the eye wall of a hurricane, which they did by seeding the clouds with various compounds such as silver iodide, a decrease in strong winds will result. On October 13th, 1947, Project Cirrus targeted a hurricane heading out to sea. Approximately 180 pounds of dry ice was dropped into the clouds. The crew then reported a pronounced modification of the cloud deck, and the hurricane abruptly changed direction and made landfall near Savannah, Georgia. The public blamed the government. Irving Langmuir, who pioneered General Electric's atmospheric research department and admitted that the project was about learning how to weaponize the weather, also claimed the reversal of the hurricane had been caused by Project Cirrus, but the government denied it for 12 years. After a short delay, the project officially continued, and in 1965, Project Storm Fury had targeted Hurricane Betsy for seeding. On that day, the storm immediately changed direction and made landfall in southern Florida. Congress blamed it on Project Storm Fury, but the government claimed that the hurricane shifted before they ever had a chance to seed it. And after 2 months of congressional hearings, the project was allowed to continue. In 1997, U.S. Defense Secretary William Cohen admitted we have the technology to control the weather, including earthquakes and volcanoes. The U.S. government has placed gag orders on employees of the National Weather Service. In October of 2012, after Hurricane Sandy weakened to a tropical storm, microwave imagery shows a thick red beam immediately followed by Sandy growing into a Category 1 hurricane and taking an unexplained left turn into New Jersey. The push towards alternative energy demands more lithium, and according to the U.S. Geological Survey, the United States has over 6 million tons of identified lithium resources. The majority of this lithium has been identified in Kings Mountain, North Carolina.
People in Cherville have been pushing against a proposed lithium mine for the last several years, but everyone we spoke with here said it's too divisive of an issue to share their opinion on camera. Cherryville is a small, quiet town.
I think that's good that we keep it small.
So quiet, many don't feel comfortable speaking out against Piedmont Lithium's proposed mining operation nearby.
I think we're a silent majority. I think a lot of people are afraid to say anything about it because they are bringing a lot to the town as far as money.
Last year, the Department of Defense entered a $90 million agreement with Albemarle Corporation to increase domestic production of lithium for the nation's battery supply chain, specifically from Kings Mountain, North Carolina, starting by 2025. This is the same area experiencing what is being described as biblical floods. While the federal government spends billions on foreign wars and illegal immigrants, they simply cannot be bothered with the health and well-being of the American people, especially those living on coveted mineral-rich land. Reporting for truthmafia.com, this is Tommy Truthful. Shout out to Greg Reese for the information. You can find him at truthmafia.com/channel/Greg-Reese. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, remember to sign up for our daily free newsletter on truthmafia.com. You can find the link in my Instagram bio and in the description below. Additionally, you can discover your role in life by getting your personal decode on truthfultv.com. Are you an NPC, non-player character? Find out today with GEMATRIA DECODE. It's a great way to support the movement as we are in an information war and don't have millions of dollars backing us like most of these mainstream media. All right, my brothers and sisters, another live. This is episode 16 of Truth Mafia News. That was a little video that I made for the intro of what's going on right now as we have Hurricane Helene. We seen it happen in the 50s on this same exact day, and then 66 years and 6 days later, boom, it repeats itself. We broke that down, right? And hurricane harp hurricanes equals 666 in Latin gematria. So, and not that 666 is an evil letter or an evil number. It's the breakdown for carbon and melanin, but they attach negativity to these sacred letters. So last week, me and Dad did this episode on the 25th, the day before everything happened. And we told you guys exactly what was coming. And the next day it came and hit. So we're going to get into all this today. The ports are shutting down. Guess what? Well, that happened too in 1977 on the same exact day. 47 years later, history repeats itself, guys. And we know that 47 is the 47-degree Masonic compass. We see their signature everywhere with their little false flag events. If you just pay attention and look for the symbols, it's all through it. You just got to know what you're looking for because they speak through codes and symbols. Confucius said it best. The world is ran by symbols, not the laws of men. Now, the most important thing I'm going to tell you today is to go opt into our free newsletter on truthmafia.com. It's 100% free. It'll take you 3 seconds, guys. The link is down in the description. And if you're on Instagram watching this, in the bio. That will allow you to get notifications whenever I go live or I'm on another person's show. Not just me, you'll get notifications from the whole team. And there is a little bit of promo in there as that's the way we fund our team. We have a whole team behind us. So how we're able to do this, this is what we actually do for a living. And I got my pops on here today with us. We got some amazing sponsors. The links are down below, like Nanosoma, which is what I use to help heal my leg after they had me on antibiotics for over 3 months. And it was literally killing me, guys. As you see there, I had some fungus freaking growing on my leg. After I get bit by a spider, it turned into staph, almost took me out. And this Nanosoma stuff is amazing. It gets all these toxins out of our body. A lot of these, we're getting sprayed with the chemtrails and all that stuff. And don't forget, you can go join the Truth Mafia. 99% of our content is 100% free. So you can go to truthmafia.com and watch anything you want free. But there is a membership part, just like any other content creator has a membership. We just do ours on our own website, so we don't have to break YouTube off. And it's $8.88 a month. It helps fund the movement. And you get to watch any of our members-only content, which we have movie breakdowns. You get to watch the movies with me. Really, really cool stuff. And then if you want to get your personal decode, that's on truthfultv.com. That site I just use for my booking and stuff like that. So, Pops, how you doing today, man? We got Papa Truthful, his new logo I made for him, guys. What do you think?
Yeah, that logo's looking good. What do you guys think? What do you think, brothers and sisters? You like Papa Truthful's new icon there?
I turned him into the Godfather. My dad, remember, Pops, when you had Dog Mafia?
I'm sitting right here with Dog Mafia right now. Hold on 1 second. Let me show the
folks.
Hold on. I got the poster right here. And then the Dog Father is what they used to call me because of, all the dogs I trained and how I could get 50 dogs to sit. You know how I did. I raised you like that in there.
Oh yeah.
Hold on, let me show you.
I was taking bites with sleeves and shit when I was 14, 15 years old, guys.
Well, what do we think here, man? We got the Dog Mafia, baby.
Yeah.
The dog. Let me see. Let me turn it a little bit right there. The Dog Mafia.
The Pacinos.
The Pacino family.
And you can watch that on my dad's Facebook page. Don't you have it over on your Facebook?
I have it up on YouTube. I kind of get it and put it on the shelf. So, I'll probably bring it back out. Let's see how this next few months, next, year goes here.
But it was a cool project, man. You know, you made some really cool animations, and it was kind of like the Sopranos guys, but a cartoon version with dogs. It was pretty cool. We was actually working with Fred Durst there for a minute, if you guys know who he is, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Maybe we'll have to bring that back out one day, Pops.
Well, with AI, we're going to be able to bring a lot of stuff out very quickly and do animated shorts with AI with that now, feed in the 3D imaging of the 3D sketches, and then have it create it and then, you know, make it happen. So it's going to be pretty tight. Again, that's a passion project because we were in the dog business. So
Yeah.
it's a very big passion project, but I know we're here to talk about a lot of important stuff. You know, last week, like you said, you know, we talked about certain things that were escalating, and bam, and there's more storms out there. You see that they're using the weather weapons, and I'm going to talk to you about, we're real close now. You know, the 5D danger stuff's underneath it. The link's there for that too. And we'll be, you know, oh, there you go. The links are right there. Tommy has turned them on, but we're going to be talking about the way that we're going to help mitigate this situation of basically geostorm on planet Earth. Okay. That's what's happening. We're going to that level. We're going to that level if we don't do something about it. And it doesn't matter what any of you brothers and sisters want to do in life. If we collapse our magnetic sphere, however you pronounce it, if that collapses, we're done. You know what I'm saying? So we've got units that are already out there. It's going to take 5 to 10 units in the United States, depending on the mountain ranges. And something like that just happened will never happen again, based on what we're seeing from the testing of these devices, pulling all the electromagnetic pollution out of the air, cleaning up all the chemtrails, and also taking all the energy out of these freaking storms, because we're headed right for the geostorm type of life here with what's going on. And, you know, the weather weapons, and also the electromagnetic pollution, which is only getting worse. It's not getting better.
No, and we just got hit with a monster X-class solar flare. You know, these are happening too. So yeah, there's something going on. You know, we know they're engineering the weather and all this stuff, but I think there's also some natural something going on here that they're not telling us about. But that's why a lot of this stuff that we do offer, guys, you know, it doesn't just help sponsor and fund us. It's stuff we truly believe in, you know, like the bracelets. This is one of my favorite products. And
yeah, let me show that, you know, TJ, let me show you while you're showing that. You know, I don't know if they can see me, but on here I show the disc and the strip. These usually you put on your laptop or your modem or whatever is putting out that EMF radiation. This goes back on your cell phone about an inch up. And then I wear this all the time. So when I go out with this and this, I'm protected from EMF radiation, and I'm protected from all these EMF attacks. Okay. I'm protected from that. That's what Bodyline does, you know, Bodyline / Truth Mafia. Again, like what my son said, you know, that helps support what we're doing, but it also helps protect you and your family. And as we start rolling out the Z and the other DPE systems, that the Z, we're already going to be going to people that are worth millions of dollars, that are going to be gifting these devices to save planet Earth, to save our planet from what we just seen. That's nothing to what's coming if we don't reverse it.
The Z machine's pretty much like grounds everything, guys. So like your crops around your house will grow better. It's crazy what this stuff can do. And we know we've seen a lot of videos going viral lately on Instagram where people are actually grounding their gardens with the copper wires. Have you guys seen that? So this is doing that on a huge scale.
Oh, yes. It's on the new devices. Like I have one at the old rental, place. I'm bringing that one over here. It covers about 2 kilometers. The new one, it's the agricultural, lower agricultural, and EMF, electromagnetic chemtrail protection.
Yes.
And I couldn't believe it's been in there since maybe November of last year. And what a difference we felt. And so now I'm bringing that one over here. But the new one for the devices that are, not like the Z is something, again, that, we're going to have people that are going to gift it, because it's it's $65,000 to
Right.
build, transport, and install. But 330 of them put a shield around this planet and clean the environment, the biosphere, and bring it back thousands of years.
Well,
These
we
other
better do
devices,
331. Let's stay away from that 330.
well, let's do 331. We could do 333. You know what I mean? That used to be a good number too. 333 is what we were thinking about. But also, all the littler devices that are like 10% or lower of the cost, they've got some for farms that cover like a ridiculous amount of acreage. I think 150,000 acres or something. And it helps with cleaning the soil. It helps with less water to grow, less pesticides, less fertilizer. We got a big problem with the soil. And one of the things that people don't understand, son, is everything has a frequency.
Yep.
And it affects you, good or bad. And so does GMO have a frequency. And we just had a farmer that did not use the DPE system, agriculture, that was going through years worth of getting their farm to organic, right? They ordered seed from Italy, organic, no GMO, no crap. They planted them in this after the soil was clean, after everything was done that was supposed to be done, and still GMO hybrided into that non-GMO seed. And you know why? Because the frequency of the GMO. And no one dealt with the frequency of it. These devices deal with the frequency of it.
Yeah, that's and you're right, Dad. And I was looking in the other night, and CJ, I'm sorry that happened to you. I know a lot of people are saying that same thing. They're feeling this crazy pain in their back between their shoulder blades and the head. It probably is some type of attack. Who knows what? But we're also getting hit with them solar flares, so that could be hurting you too. But I was looking into certain stones, and like the ones that Shugnite and tourmaline, which are grounded up in that bracelet and the band and the rubber guys, that stuff is grounded up in there. If you look into them, they warded off evil spirits and demonic attacks, and then you see that it also is one of the best things on the planet to protect you from 5G. So it just makes me think, like, man, this stuff is some type of fallen angelic technology. I don't think we're really supposed to be around it, Dad, or the dirty electricity. We probably should have went with Nikola Tesla's model, which we did use at one time during the Tartarian Empire, but then they suppressed all that free energy technology. Remember, me and you talked about it during a show one time. We broke all that down.
Yeah, I mean, they've changed everything. The way that things used to be built, it was so that the energy flowed properly within that structure, right? And we have enough energy to run everything right, within our grasp, right? And all of these buildings now, they squared everything off to catch the energy in the corners, so it doesn't flow through smoothly to help the folks out. That's why you got to put like rounded tables in each one of your corners. And I have my salt lamp, I have my Shugnite pyramid, I got my other crystal there. I try to round everything off so that the energy in this office flows. Plus, my desk is facing west, but if I just go, my screen is southwest. Well, that's my success position. West is my love position. And then northwest is my health position. And then northeast is my personal growth position and my best position. You know, I'm very, very, very conscious of my energy and the energy around me and the energy of others. And you've got to make sure that you're keeping your energy right and your energy of where your home is, and making sure that you keep these people that are energy vampires out of your life.
Yeah, 100%, Pops. A matter of fact, I'm gonna download this video and show you, bro, because it exactly what you're talking about with the chemtrails and stuff. For anybody out there that thinks this stuff ain't real, let me show you a little video real quick. I got this morning in Canton, Ohio. You know, I was out doing my little walk, trying to uh I'm working on my blood pressure right now, getting my weight down, just trying to get myself healthy, because with these ports being closed, and we're going to get into all that in a second, and I'm going to break it down for you. But you know, with all this going on, guys, imagine if it's the same thing that happens in 1977 when they were shut down for 7 weeks. Okay, think about this. No one's medicines coming in. No, all the people with heart problems is, thank God, I got like a 90-day supply of all my medicines that I have to have, you know, which eventually I'm going to get myself off that, because I don't believe in this pharmakia shit at all. I think we can do it all holistically and through diet and stuff like nanosoma, you know, natural things. But unfortunately, right now, if I don't do it, I'll die. But they're hitting us with these freaking chemtrails, and I got a video that shows you it's unreal the amounts of stuff we're getting sprayed with. And we've seen how they steered these hurricanes, guys, with the nanoparticulates. You know, remember that video I showed you guys? The one I did with me and Jay Dreams on the plasma apocalypse, which that video did really good. I think it's almost at 30,000 views on our Facebook. So thank all of you for helping it. But you know, yeah, they're blasting us with stuff. They're spraying it in the air. We're breathing it in. It goes down into your lungs. It burrows into your lungs, and then they say it like binds to your central nervous system. And that's another reason, CJ in the comments, honey, you got to get all that stuff out of you, you know, because if we're ingesting it, drinking it, they even say that nanotech is in the freaking Coca-Cola you're drinking. You know, it's in food. I've seen people use the magnets on the cereal, and the freaking Lucky Charms have a magnetic. You know, that's not normal. Something's in there. So
No, the food doesn't taste good, son. I was eating organic chicken from here, United States, and I'm like, this stuff. You go over to San Domingo or over to the Dominican Republic, and you get a chicken, bro. It tastes like a chicken, like good and everything. Over here, it don't taste like that. And
no, I know. You go ahead, Pops. I turn the volume off. This is
no, I know. I'm just saying it don't taste like that. Like the food. They're just adding more stuff to it. It seems like they're just adding more and more stuff to it. You know, they had that report out, right, that they planned it on by end of 2025, skimming the population down to the United States. And I'm not laughing. It's just about it, because it's horrible, but about these people's balls they got on them, you know, to want to take out, you know, almost the entire, you know, population of the United States and bring it down to 60 million. And I think based on what they did in 2020, 2021, and what they've been doing to all of the skies and the food and the water and all of that, then unfortunately, you know, the funeral homes and you know, crematoriums are going to be making more money than they've ever made, because they've done the damage. The damage is done. People need to get on something to start getting that stuff out of their system. Like you said, they're putting nanobots in Coca-Cola, you said, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe they are. I don't know.
No, they definitely are. And when you have that nanotech inside of you, that's how they can hit you with these directed energy weapons, was what I was getting to. If you get that, even if you got certain protection on, it's still inside you, so they can still get through it. So we got to get that stuff out of us. We got to detox the heavy metals. We got to get that stuff out of us. And that's one thing. You know, I use the nanosome. I use a bunch of different things. There's a bunch of natural, holistical detoxes you guys can do too, and I'll do a blog on it for you. And this is stuff you can get like at your local store for cheap, just to get the heavy metals out of us, because it's a way they are blasting us, man. And this was this morning, Dad, in Ohio. Look, he's spraying, and then, dude, it's every morning. I started paying attention every morning and every night when the sun's going down. What in the hell are they trying to hide up there? That's what I want to know. Because they're blocking out the sun too, which gives us vitamin D3, right? And vitamin D3 is it's what helps our immune system and stuff, Pops. So I wonder if there's something up there too that maybe they're trying to hide, or is it all just them trying to block the sun, which gives us that vitamin D3? And Bill Gates said he was going to they were actively blocking the sun. I mean, look in this video, guys. You can see them spraying and how it expands out. It's like they hit it with a frequency, maybe the 5G towers. I don't know how it works, but it seems to me that they'll hit it with a frequency and it just expands. Now, a condensation trail, there's two different things, right? A condensation trail is when a plane goes by, and that's normal. That's from the water up there, but it goes away within a minute or two. When you were a little kid, you'd lay out, watch the plane go over, you'd see the little white thing, but then it would disappear. Now they're expanding. That's not normal. There's something in it now. They shouldn't blanket the sky like this. But it's crazy.
Well, we got all this microplastic in our body. We got all these things that they're putting in the food, and they're putting into the water. They're putting into the air. I mean, look, I'm 59 years young, son. My goal is to leave this planet in a better way than I came into it. For you, your kids, my grandkids, my daughter, all my friends, all the brothers and sisters here. That's the goal. But right now they're finding massive amount of this plastic in men's testicles. I mean, this microplastic. Yeah, and what's that going to do? That's going to sterilize everybody. The birth rate is falling apart. They want to take America down. They take America down, the rest of the world falls over like a bunch of dominoes.
Yep.
No problem. Because why? Because Americans, there's 100 million gun owners in America. There's 21 million vets. 14 million of them could be ready tomorrow for combat. Okay. We have the biggest, our country has the largest armed civilians in the world, and they can't have it. So our food has ingredients in it that you can't buy anywhere. Like in Europe, they don't let you sell that food over there.
No,
you don't get that food. I mean, you see, even the Coca-Cola is made with cane sugar.
Yep.
And you look at the difference between the cereals and all of the different foods, they're definitely really, really hitting the American people.
Well, there's no bio
than anybody.
There's no bio, like even alleged third world countries, Dad. If I ever drink a Coca-Cola, I spend like $4 on a bottle, but it's called Mexican Coca-Cola, and it's with the cane sugar, and you can get a bottle of them here. Different places have them. You can probably get them cheaper than that, but just at my local store you walk down to, everything's so expensive now. But I barely drink soda anymore. I just drink water.
Soda, son. You shouldn't be drinking soda, and you at all. You shouldn't be, because
I have this kind of drink now. It's called Olipop, and it has no sugar in it, and it's plant-based and probiotics in it. So I'll have like one of them on a Sunday, but mostly it's just pH water is all I'm down to now, Pops. I'm on a real strict diet, and I've been feeling way better, bro.
Well, that's great. That's great, son. I drink my hydrated water. I take my supplements. I try to, make sure that I eat right, and you got to get prepared. Again, I had my wife go out, Cindy, and get more food. Our freezers are full. Our refrigerator is full. We got a couple 100 pounds of rice, a couple 100 pounds of beans. People say, "Oh, I can't stock up." buy a couple 100 pounds of rice, buy a couple 100 pounds of beans. You know, anybody can afford that. And you can have something that you can cook on and, you know, boil it, you know, like whatever, you know, campfire, propane tank, with a little burner, whatever you need to do, you got to do it. You got to do it. Prepare yourself, folks, because we don't know what this next, you know, this is going to be one hell of a ride to, you know, moving. Like, look at it's getting worse every week. They're getting more and more blatant. You know, that, yeah, I mean, and I don't have any faith in the federal government. You know, all I would like to see is them do is dismantle themselves and go back to the Constitution. You know, let the local community, neighborhoods, and, you know, states and all of that, let's clean all that up. Let's get our backyard sorted. Let the federal government go back down to where they should be, which is like they do 5 things. That's it, 5 things. I mean, they're in everything, and they're in everything to hurt us. They're not even in to help us, because they're all getting paid to hurt us, basically, the majority of them.
Let's be real. I mean, they are. You're right, Dad, with this whole shutting down of, and now people are rushing out to the store, bro, like buying everything again, just like when the Rona stuff happened, everybody bought all the toilet paper up, you know, and then they showed us that, guys, on Evil. I'll tell you what, watch that series Evil. They show so much predictive programming in that. They showed the store shelves getting cleaned off. Remember season 4, episode 10? I broke it down for my members, and in that episode, they literally showed this exact event. They got hit with a heavy storm, and in the series, they said entities were able to cross over during these storms. Remember that episode, guys? Well, in that episode, all the shelves got cleared out. And it's the same thing we're seeing happen, manifest right now on the world stage. It's like you were talking about last week, Dad, how it's when you really study the occult, you look into their karmic law, they have to tell us what they're going to do, but they do it in a very deceptive kind of way, you know? But it's like if you sell someone a can of soup, and on the can of soup, you put poison toxin as one of the ingredients, and, you know, you still drink that soup. Technically, they didn't kill you because they warned you that it was toxic. You still drunk it, so you killed yourself. You know, that's their belief behind it all. And that's why, because people always ask, why do they tell us? Why do they show us what they're going to do before they do it? Well, that's why right there.
100%. I mean, that's what they do. They'll let you know before they do it. I mean, it's pretty obvious, you know, the World Forum, right? That Schwab guy that looks like, you know, like, look at him and dressed up in his suit and stuff. He looks like he's from the Fourth Reich or something. I mean, it's crazy. And he's like, you'll eat bugs, you'll eat, you know, you won't drive, you'll live in 15-minute cities, you know, all of this. Right now, we got biblical floods happening, you know, in North Carolina. By the way, there's some people talking about the lithium and all of that mines in North Carolina. There's another
video.
Yeah, there's another mine that Richard was telling me from the guy that works with us on the nanosoma stuff. And by the way, make sure you get that stuff if you're going to get it in the link, because the way they process it, it goes right into the DNA, but in your cell. But he was telling me also that there's this one mine in the world in North Carolina that, you know, they make those silicon, like they make a whole big thing and they slice it real thin and they build all that technology on top of it, and you need it for all devices, for everything.
You know,
in cars and computers and everything you need it. The only one mine that produces all of that is in North Carolina too. So,
and it's the biggest deposit, like I said in the intro video, that's the biggest deposit of lithium. Just like when they hit Maui, bro, it was all the cobalt. So when they want this shit, because they're building their smart cities, their smart grid, you know, and look, guys, I say this all the time, you just got to think like them. If I was a psycho and I'm like, okay, I got to build this whole smart grid, right? My goal is to get people into these 15-minute cities. Okay, so we know we need the lithium out of North Carolina. Let's hit that with a hurricane. We're going to need the cobalt down there in Hawaii, but them people ain't going to just give you their land and let you come in and turn. Because when they turn these mining operations, it poisons the water, it pollutes the land. Nobody's going to want that. In North Carolina, they've been pushing back against these lithium mines, and I believe that's why they did this, bro. And plus, they just shut down some major stretch of highway going right through that area, which runs right through that part of North Carolina to the ports. So Shane was talking about it on Instagram today. One of my buddies, Shane, he does videos and stuff, and
He was talking about that silicon.
Silicon.
CILICON is the material of choice in the chip industry. And the biggest mine for it in the world is in North Carolina. Think about that. So, they're going after North Carolina, but also, is it not like you get into this whole thing coming up in the election coming up in, November here? We're very close to it. And even though I just think the whole thing's so polluted and a big pile of garbage, the whole federal government, I don't know what any one person is going to do about it. It's going to have to be the states that get a convention of the states, and then the states rail in the federal government, saying, the states, the people of the states get behind the state, clean up their counties, get their sheriffs, constitutional sheriffs, and then make these states come to a convention of the states to reel in the federal government. I mean, this is unsustainable. It's not going to continue where we're spending going $1 trillion more in debt every 100 days. These people are enriching themselves and their family like no tomorrow, and they want to cause as much pain on the American people, so they make them compliant to do exactly what they say. They want to get rid of a bunch of them. We're talking 2/3 of them, and then the rest they want them to do exactly what they say, because they're the gods and we're the serfs in their eyes, right?
Yep, 100%. You're right, Pops. And earlier in the year, everybody in the chat knows this. What was the one thing I told you guys to watch out for this year? Rituals with airplanes and airports, right? Because it's the 23rd anniversary year of 9/11, and the whole, the Building 7 fell. They reported that it fell 23 minutes before it really did fall. And when you add 9/11 up, the date, it adds up to 23. And there is this number 23 connected to a whole bunch of natural disasters. Well, guess what happened just a little bit ago? World War II bomb dropped by U.S. explodes in Japanese airport. So this was a bomb supposedly from World War II, guys, buried, right? And it just blows up at the airport. Blows a freaking hole in the runway. Did you hear about that, Dad?
No, but luckily it wasn't bigger than that, and hopefully there was no planes underneath it.
Yeah, this was just today, October 2nd, which today, 10-2, guys, 102. Art of War is 102. You flip it around, that's that 201 number they love, like the pandemic simulation event 201. And when Corona happened, it was the 330th anniversary year of modern day Freemasonry. But 102 years prior to that, that was the Spanish flu, and it happened on the same day, March 11th. So when we see them repeating history like this, like with this right here, guys, this port situation, the year was 1977 when the same thing happened. And now look, more than 47,000 members of the International Longshore Association walked off the job Tuesday at 36 ports. And remember, they were doing all the rituals on the 36th parallel. Shout out to Donut Factory. 666 is the 36th triangular number. When Lahaina happened, the massacre in Maui, that was in 2023. That was HARP's 36th anniversary year, and that's why the war popped off between Hamas and Israel because it was the 36th anniversary year of Hamas. And this year is the 36th anniversary year since the Challenger blew up. 36 is a very sacred number. They love to pervert sacred numbers, guys. They love it. Just like 47. Well, what are they attacking us with this mind control? They're hitting our 4th and 7th chakras. That's what they're hitting, which is your crown and heart chakra. So yeah, it's crazy, man. Exactly 47 years ago on the same freaking day, the same thing. You was alive back then, Pops. Do you remember this?
When was it? What date?
1977, brother.
Oh, I don't think so. I was in high school.
Yeah, you was a young buck in them days.
I'm not even in high school. I was still in middle school, but I think I was in probably around 8th grade or something.
Yeah. You didn't even know my mom yet, did you?
No, not until high school.
So 77, I kept seeing it in all my decodes. Anyone in the comments will tell you, because I kept saying, man, I wonder what's up with the year 77. Because it just kept popping up. And I would look into it. I found the Summer of Sam. That was the year that guy went around shooting people and told people his dog told him to do it, which a couple years prior to that was when they came out with that voice to skull technology where they can project sounds in people's heads. So most likely it wasn't a dog telling him to do it. It was the government testing out that tech. But that a couple years, 73, that was the first year of a lot of stuff happened in the 70s. That was like the first time they used the word serial killer. So it was our first serial killer in 73, I believe. And George Floyd was born that year too. There was a war between Israel. There was a major war in 73. But 77, obviously, this is what it's connected to. These ports closing down. So what do you think will manifest out of this, Dad?
Well, I mean, first of all, the president has the right to put all of these people back to work and have another 80-day situation to get this thing under control. But this is a lot of ports going down, and we're just in time supply chain. We're just in time supply chain. So every day they're not, moving these containers is like another week to get sorted up, plus the billions being lost and around the world, a lot more than just billions every day in the economy. So again, I had your stepmom go and get more food. I filled up every refrigerator, every ice box, hundreds of pounds of rice and beans, canned food, all of that stuff, because, more bottles of water. Then I have the water straws to clean the water.
We do too.
I have an air to water machine that I bought because one of our brothers or sisters, I think it was a sister here, said that you can only go 3 days without water and you're dead. And that's true.
Yep.
Water is the most important thing. You can go a lot longer without food, but you can't go long without water. You cannot go long without water.
And if they knock the power grid down, there goes the water. So many people are so they're going to be out looting and not even thinking about water and food. That would be the first thing you need to grab is tons of water. And look at this. Bank of America is down now, guys. And some people's accounts are showing empty. So the ports are closing down. They hit us with Helene. I mean, these people are ramping up. They're ramping up. You just got to pay attention to what's going on. You see this? Tens of thousands of Bank American users have reported outages in the last hour, affecting online and mobile banking and ATM services. Now, some of these people's banks are just, the accounts are empty. And that's probably how it'll start. People go to check their freaking account and it'll just be gone. Hopefully this doesn't happen to everyone. I guess according to, where's this at? The outages is widespread across the U.S., affecting the following major cities: New York, Chicago, Houston, Dallas, Phoenix, Los Angeles, of course, San Francisco, and Seattle, guys. Wow.
Well, I mean, of course they're gonna hit all that. I mean, I have a lot of people and make sure you got some cash in the house. You got a little bit of silver,
Oh.
you know, for yourself too. I keep on hearing people telling me about, you know, this white horse coming for the rescue here. I think it's about our neighbors. It's about our community. It's about our locality. It's about that, you know, you got to have a plan, and, you know, always have faith that God is here. He's going to take us through this, all of us together. But, you know, also, you know, Daniel was a prophet of God, right? We would all say. And when Nebuchadnezzar took over Israel and took all of the Jewish people into Babylon, they castrated all the men. Daniel got castrated. So, you know, God's people, regardless of what you call God, the creator, the point of origin, that we're all inside and it's all inside of us. I'm not talking about the God of this world, because the God of this world, if you look at all these different scriptures, is not the God. It's, you know, what did the God of this world offer the Christ? Dominion over everything. How could you give something away that you don't have? What is this world being run by right now? Luciferian bloodlines, Satan's bloodlines. You know what I mean?
100%.
I mean, look at this stuff going on with Diddy, and now there's another 120, and there's a whole bunch of people that are going to be getting named. Things are accelerating, like I've been talking about for the last since I started being live on, you know, the shows, son. And I know you've been talking about it too, and decoding it and warning people based on the numbers and how these people are running their stuff. Everybody's got to get ready and be prepared. You know, look, if the internet goes off tonight or tomorrow, it took me a couple truckloads to get all my ammunition and guns over here. So, you know, all my food, my water, my backup power, all of that. And then anybody that has a political sign on their yard that I don't agree with, you know, when it comes down time to hunt, you know what I mean? Because what people do, and you read this throughout history, when they're starving and their family's starving, what do you think people do, son? You know where they go.
Oh, yeah.
It gets really barbaric really quick. And you read through a lot of the old scriptures and testaments and all of that, where people were eating their children. Dude. They were starving to death. They were eating each other. Yep. And, you know, these people wouldn't care if that happened. They would actually enjoy that happening. You know, they would love that to happen. But the bottom line is, you can't let it happen. Who wants to go through that? And we just got to prepare ourselves. I mean, if you can't do it by yourself, you got to find a friend or a neighbor that you can work together with. Yep. You can do it. You know, you can do it. I mean, I have my other two sons here. I got my daughter, my grandson, my wife, my two little dogs that can't do shit, but I'm here. And I can tell you, I'm a force to be reckoned with. There's no ifs and buts about it when people are trying to harm my family. But you've got to protect yourself and your family and make sure that you're ready for whatever is going to happen, because this thing's only going to accelerate this month, next month. You know, regardless of how the election goes, it ain't going to be good either way, if we even have one.
If we even have one, right? Yeah. If we even have one. And look, guys, Bank of America is 238, which, you know, guys, that's that magic code, the 238 code. We got 36 there too, and Sepentry, which is based on 1 through 7. It's a really good cipher to decode the Bible and biblical stuff. In Latin is called Jewish, or that's actual gematria. All the rest are forms of numerology. So 238, remember with John F. Kennedy, after he died, Lyndon Johnson was sworn in on Air Force One at 2:38 p.m. And then they say from the Earth to the Moon is 238,000 miles allegedly, which sounds like bullshit to me. But you know, that's a number tied to magic, spelled with the K. So they're up to something right now with this Bank of America stuff. That's got me a little that don't make me feel too comfortable right there. You know,
well, make sure everybody has some cash out. You know, when you're running a business, it's hard to not have money in the bank, right?
Yeah.
Bank of America is a cabal bank.
I don't
no doubt about it. right? Bank of America as a cabal
Oh,
bank.
look at their logo. Look at their freaking logo. It's the black cube. It's a cube. It's a Saturn cube. I mean, they're showing you who they are right there. And not only is it the Saturn cube, you got what, guys? 2, 4, 6. It's the 6. So it's totally tied to that whole Saturn death cult. But yeah, man, it's definitely it's definitely getting pretty crazy. Like every news article you look at, and a lot of it, Dad, I think they do amplify certain things to try to keep us in fear. This guy's a moron right here, Biden. Like he could stop everything that's going on right now with the ports, but I don't even think the guy's real. Myself, I don't know who they got in that damn Biden suit, but I don't think it's really Biden under there. That's just my opinion on that matter. And today,
Well, they don't care. It's intentional, just like the open borders are intentional. The disruption in the supply chain by this strike is intentional. All of this stuff is planned out. These people plan all this stuff out, and then they execute it, and they see how we're going to react to it. And I keep on hearing about these white hat, and do I think there's good people out there in the government? Some. Do I think there's good people out there in the military? Some. Do I think the bad people are in control of it? Yeah, more than likely they are.
yeah.
Absolutely. Does it confuse me that they arrest somebody like Diddy, but then they go after other political enemies? Yeah, it does a little bit. That means there's got to be some good people in the FBI, and maybe the ones at the top are Satanists, Luciferians. But at the end of the day, the whole thing is a giant mess. It all has to come crumbling down. We got to take care of ourselves in our local communities with our neighbors, creating community gardens, protecting ourselves from this EMF stuff with these devices that we're going to be rolling out this month. I mean, they're already rolling out, by the way. We're just building a new site, and no one's even going to be able to buy the big ones. That's only going to be based on, what we talked about, people that have wherewithal that can, sponsor or gift one of these devices to help our planet. Because if we don't get that stuff again under control, all this other stuff ain't going to matter, because none of us are going to be able to live on this planet.
Nope.
We're not going to be able to live here.
100%, Pops.
I'm not worried about it because I'm a spirit. I'm an eternal spirit. So this, to me, this matter body, I'm gone. I'm gone. They say most of these people with the near death experience, they don't even want to come back. They don't even want to come back. Now, also, I plan on my X-Men powers to be activated. Yes, I think some of that is going to happen as some people are moving into a higher vibration, right? I mean, we were made in the Creator's image, so we already can manifest stuff. Imagine and we're governed down at the lowest level you could be governed, but now imagine, us using all 12 strands of our DNA,
right,
and 100% of our abilities. Yeah, you got to be really, really, really disciplined in order to have that access to that power, because you can create things instantaneously.
Yeah, God's not going to just let anyone have it. And guys, smash them like buttons. We got over 200 people in this live right now, so make sure y'all 222. Make sure y'all hit that like button there. And even when we decoded the X gene, a DNA X gene blocker is 846. That 846 number, guys. And remember, the first person to get the what in her arm, Sandra Lindsay, equals 846. They kneeled on George Floyd's neck, 8 minutes and 46 seconds. The first plane hit the two towers at 8:46 a.m. 846 is a charging energy. It's a charging vibration, right? And then 128 is a grounding energy. So, boom, the plane hits at 8:46. That charged the ritual. And then the tower dropped at 10:28, which grounded the ritual, the spell that they were casting on us. And 128 spelled out equals 846. So you see they're connected. That's tied to genetic modification. That's tied to Large Hadron Collider, which is CERN. probably causing a lot of this chaos right now. I really do believe that a lot of what's going on is tied to what is happening over there in freaking CERN. 9/11 was a total ritual tied to that event too. I think these people are playing with stuff they shouldn't be playing with, trying to open up these ancient stargates to release what they're the gods they worship, Dad, the ancient ones, some type of freaking reptilian or whatever the heck they're worshiping. It's a demon, a reptilian. I don't know what it is, but it ain't normal. And they thrive on blood and the innocent people. So whatever that energy is that they're messing with, whether they're archons, whether they're reptilians, it's not good.
No, and it's really exciting to see us broadcasting here on Twitter now too, son. Live with the Twitter broadcast. That's really nice.
Yeah,
Really
I started doing that. Twitter, because Twitter doesn't really censor that much, so it's pretty cool. And we should be able to see the people from Rumble's chat in here, but I haven't seen it showing up, so something must have went wrong on Rumble's chat. Even though we have a ton of people on Rumble right now, I can see your guys' chat on my phone, but if for some reason it's not showing up in here, which I will get that.
We'll figure that out. We'll figure
it out. We'll get it
We'll
all.
figure it out. But I got to tell you, I want to stress to everybody that it's so important that you prepare yourself. If you're not prepared already, that you prepare yourself for what's going to be going on. It's really, really important that you do that. It matters. It's really important. Don't procrastinate with this. And then do what I do. Every morning I get up, I pray, I read my prayer book. It takes me 45 minutes to go through all those prayers, right? I do all my prayer book reading. I can by now close my eyes and read it. And then I pray individually after that. Then I meditate. Then I do my breathing exercises and I open my portal. Make sure that I get my armor of God on and get all ready to go to start my day. You better start, because it's only going to get worse. The way people are feeling, son, like the headaches and all of that, it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse as all of this starts. The vibration continues to increase. It's really going to get really crazy. Really crazy.
Well, I did a little blog last night, guys. I'm still working on it, but I'll show you guys a sneak peek on it. It's about what we're talking about right now with the port shutting down and everything. So let me show them this real quick, pops, and I want to make sure that it's full screen for you guys. So hold on, that way you guys can see what we're looking at here. Okay, there, full screen. Okay, cool. Oh, oops, wrong one. Is that right there? Okay. So first we had Hurricane Helene, right, back in 1958, which almost tore through Carolina. Some people said it didn't hit land, but it did cause a lot of flooding, and it went right through that same location. It reached its max peak on September 27th, guys, which, if you know, that's the day the Jesuits were founded by Rome to counter Martin Luther's 95 Thesis, the whole, where you didn't need the Pope. You could just go to God yourself. They don't want that. Fast forward 66 years and 6 days later, and Helene strikes in 2024. So now I think they said we're almost at 200 people dead and thousands missing. But the real kicker was what they were doing with the lithium mines. And, that's the real agenda behind it, like we covered in the beginning of this video. And then again, 666 is not an evil number. It's us. It's the breakdown of carbon. But they're attaching negative energy to it. So just like the number 36, in Judaism, they believe there are 36 righteous men and women born in every generation that play a role in saving the world. Neocode is 36. Telekinesis. There's a telepathy. There's a lot of really positive things that are tied to that number, but they invert sacred numbers, just like 33, which is tied to Jesus Christ. He died at 33. They killed him in front of a eclipse, 2 guys, and today is the Ring of Fire eclipse. So in Latin gematria, HARP hurricanes is 666. They're using this technology to create storms and manipulate the weather as a form of population control, which I've been telling you guys for years this was going to happen. And now we're seeing everything I told you come true. But it gets even crazier. History repeats itself again, just like it did October 1st of 1977. Those ports stayed closed for 7 weeks. And if you know about the Freemasons, the seventh letter in the alphabet is G, which is their logo. You always see the G with the compass behind it. And the G represents many different things. It can represent, it gets into the male phallus, and it all ties back to some sexual stuff, but that's for a whole nother episode. From October 1st of 1977, guys, till this year of October 1st of 2024 is exactly 47 years. Well, depopulate equals 47. And they said, if you've seen that article I showed you there was like 47,000 union members or something that was part of this strike that's taking place. And it's not just about shutting down the ports. Think about what happens when we do it. Medicine, no food, the elderly and those really needing their heart meds and stuff like that, they die. You can only go 3 days without water, like someone mentioned. Well, if all the clean water quits coming in, what are you going to do? Go out to the creek? They poisoned all the water. I mean, they sprayed it with the chemtrails, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, we can boil it and drink with straws, and try, but who knows? People haven't had a drink that way in so long. I don't know if we'll be able to survive from it, how much pollution they put in it, but hopefully we can. But this is a massive energy harvest. In 1977, the port shut down, affected goods and essentials. People were left scrambling, just like we're seeing now. It's all playing out again right in front of our eyes. And here's the kicker. 1977 has been popping up, like I mentioned, in all my decodes. That year, the leader of Egypt, he went to Jerusalem for that visit that eventually led to the Egyptian-Israeli peace treaty. And now Iran just fires 200 missiles at Israel, allegedly. So there's this whole war popping off that nobody's talking about either. And I told you guys October was going to be the month, did I not? Everybody else was saying all these other months. What'd your boy say? October. I mean, I'm not perfect, but I get this shit pretty close. Now, and that was in April. Everybody during April was saying, oh yeah, after the eclipse, something's going to happen and this and this. I said, no, guys, that's not how it works. The elites do it a certain amount of days from an event. I said the day we should look at is, because remember, we did this on a live together. I said, what's 187 days after the freaking eclipse? We looked it up on the calculator. It was October 11th and 12th, depending on if you count the end date or exclude the end date. So we were looking in that area, right? And that's what got me really looking at October. Now, April 8th eclipse until October 4th, or not October 4th, October 2nd, my apologies today, guys, is 177 days. October 4th, I do think they're going to do something, though, because that was in the movie Evil Season 4, Episode 10 on Leland's phone. Remember, he answered the phone. It had the Ring of Fire eclipse on the freaking phone, and the date said October 4th. And what did it say on Leland's phone? It said he had died because Christian Bouchard's mother snuck into that building where Leland worked for that Baphomet demon-looking entity. He was working for these entities that look like some reptilian vampires that zip themselves up in human skin suits. It was pretty crazy. So they had said he died, and I'm wondering who's going to die on that day. But let's count from April 8th eclipse until today's Ring of Fire eclipse, guys. That's exactly 177 days. Now, this is a big number because eclipse of the sun equals 177 in English ordinal, where A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, all the way through Z is 26. It's based on the English language. This is the cipher I recommend if you're just starting. Learn that one, master that one first. And 47th also equals 177. And again, it was 47 years since the 1977 port strike. And we see it, repeating itself, which mass hypnosis is 177, guys. But the big one is weather control. That's the number of weather control. So you see all the natural disasters, they use that to shut down highways, to shut down, all these different things. And now the port that's coming. And in this video right here, this is the one me and Dad did. Just go back and watch this, guys. We did this on September 26th. Or no, the 25th. I uploaded it on Truth Mafia on the 26th, but you'll see on Rumble, it's timestamped on Rumble and YouTube. So, because I went to sleep that night, so I uploaded it the next day. But everything that's pretty much happening now, Dad, we said, I watched that video back last night, and I mean, we nailed it, bro. We really
It's called, discernment. Again, the closer you get to the creator, the invisible Father, whatever you want to call the point of origin of all things, right? The more discernment you get. I mean, I've been saying I'm hearing language now from people that I was using 3 years ago.
Right.
On the Patriot and Lama show. And that's why I left those up there, the Patriot and Lama show, which, by the way, is still getting like 65,000 search requests a month. It's crazy. But I was listening to that. I left that up there because that's documented proof that what I was saying, wasn't from me. It was from discernment through the Holy Spirit, but it was fact, and it was what is out there. And there's so many people talking so many different things that most people don't know what the hell to even believe. They have no idea, no idea what to even believe. But again, you got to have faith. You got to believe, you got to get prepared. You're not going to just lay there and God's going to come down and, do everything for you. You got to prepare and get ready. But it's going to be, let's say, it's going to be a very, very interesting next few months, to say the least. Body line, yep.
It is. It's getting crazy. And guys, you see some of the videos over here. Our team, Truth Mafia, our boy Dabo7, he's ahead of it. He's already reporting on Bank America. And I gotta teach Dabo7 how to make better thumbnails, though. His thumbnails are terrible. But I love him. His information's awesome. But she's showing screenshots, Pops, of people's accounts at zero, bro. Imagine, Dad, if you went and looked in your account, bro, and it was at zero. That's scary. Right?
Well, yeah, I mean, they're gonna have like people ripping banks down to the ground.
Oh yeah, it's not gonna be.
It's not gonna be very good. But they might not care. They got their bunkers. They got their protection. They're gonna hide out and let people devour each other if that's what the people do. I'm hoping that's not what happens. I mean, again, the president right now, which I don't even like to call him a president, the puppet right now, let's call him the puppet that's running the United States, or not running the United States, but the puppet of the head of the United States government. All he has to do is make a call and order those guys to go back into negotiation for 80 days plus, and they have to work, and they're not allowed to strike, and they're letting them strike anyway. So
yeah, it's unreal, man. It really is unreal. And guys, when you come over here on Truth Mafia, right here is where you'll put your email and get that way you get your notifications and stuff, because you'll see if you go to the trending part, you'll see our people are always ahead of the curve. They're putting out stuff days before anyone else. Like when I was just talking a minute ago, I don't know if you guys could even see what I was showing you because I don't think I had the screen share on the right thing. But Dabo7 here, he was showing about Bank of America down and all these accounts just gone. But yeah, like Pop said, man, we just got to prepare. You got to make sure you have food, water, gold. I would get some gold too, because
well, silver is easier for people to use than like those bags of coins, like the nickels and nickels and dimes and quarters that were before 64 and before. They have silver in them. You got to think about trading seeds, getting seeds. Silver is going to got a big upside. I mean, because it's industrial use and all of that. I mean, silver's got a big upside. And now that Samsung has their solid state battery, all that liquid was replaced with a silver core. So it's taken like a kilogram of silver in there. You know what I mean? Like 30 some ounces in every one of those batteries. It's going to go up a lot, but also making sure that you become self-sufficient, water collection system or bottled water, get yourself ready.
Yep. This book is amazing that we offer on truthmafia.com, guys. You see that link up there because it tells you how to become self-efficient, how to build your...
show them on Truth Mafia what they can click on to go to that.
Okay, so if you're over here on Truth Mafia, guys, right down here, you'll see this one's for the 5G. This one's for to opt into the daily newsletter. So they're all on this side, right?
Unless you're on mobile. If you're on mobile, they're underneath.
Yeah, if you're on mobile, they'll be down at the bottom, which 80% of you probably are on mobile. So it'll be at the bottom, but you'll still see the same thing. This is the one, How Do You Grow Your Garden, right there, which I highly recommend this book. I mean, it has so much cool stuff. It shows you how to grow your garden and how to grow different medicines, how to clean your water. I mean, you can't go wrong with that one. Look at all the different stuff.
Well, we better get back into self-sustaining, self-sufficiency because they hold the electricity over your head. They hold the water over your head. They hold the food over your head. How many things are we going to let them? Yeah, that one right there. How many things are we going to let them hold over our head?
Guys, this one I showed you up here, that's to grow your own medicine and stuff like that. That's a good one too. But this is the one that you want. This one down here, the self-sufficient backyard. This, if the power grid goes down and everything goes down, this is what you're going to need at your crib because you're not going to be able to get on the internet and figure this stuff out. So it's good to have the book, where you can go look. And we got to start putting this link in the description too, Dad. Because this.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I mean, we're all going to be moving into sustainable communities with, gardens, canning. You're going to have to go back to tribes. I mean, for God's sakes, you're going to have to go back to tribes. We're going to have to actually have to get along, and communicate and work together as a team and take care of ourselves because this can get to the Mad Max situation real quick.
Well, that place they hit with Hurricane Helene, a lot of them people in the Appalachians in that area, they live like this. They are self-sustainable. They do can their own foods, and that's probably another reason they hit them. When you were growing up, your grandparents had one of them cellars. I know I was very young, but I remember going in Grandma Thomas's basement.
Yeah.
Thompson, and she had a freaking cellar.
All of that. We had a whole room full of those canned goods.
Yeah, I used to hide down there,
Yeah, I spent a lot of time there at both grandparents' house, but a lot with my Grandma Thompson and my grandfather. They were preppers, always preppers.
They were.
I grew up with that 100%. But I see one of my sisters here saying they live in an apartment and they're not allowed to grow anything there. I get it, but we're all going to have to start looking to collaborate with other people and start forming communities in order to be self-sufficient, to work on self-sufficiency and get ourselves together. I mean, it's going to have to happen.
Well, I live in an apartment too, and you can have what's called a grow tent, honey. It's little, it doesn't take up much of you just throw it right in a closet and you can grow all your herbs, all your medicines in that grow tent, just like they grow cannabis, So you can do it that way.
I don't know, son. I don't know if they're going to be able to eat the marijuana, but
no, I'm talking about not buds, Dad. You can grow like vegetables and stuff in these. They got what's called aquaponics, where it doesn't take up much space at all. You could grow it in a freaking closet. I've been growing for over 17 years. I'm in a legal medical state, so I've been growing cannabis for a long time. But I also, mess with other stuff because I like to have my own natural stuff. So especially like stuff that's good for your skin and stuff like that. That's what I like to grow myself. But yeah, you could do any of that. And what this book's for here, sweetheart, even if you live in an apartment, if the grid goes down, if all this goes down, it doesn't matter if you live in an apartment because you won't be living there for long. You're going to have to go back out and learn how to do this stuff. So I think this book is amazing. I forgot we even had it, bro, because it shows people so much, how to get their water, just everything. And I think that's very important. You're not going to be able to go online and figure this stuff out, Pops. You know what I mean?
Yeah, look, I hope that doesn't happen. I hope there's some good people on the, in the power structure. I am not going to say that I'm 100% sure of that in any way, shape, or form. I'm not going to say it. Only thing I'm sure of 100% is time will tell. That's it. But let's get get together, man. If you got to move into somebody else, move into somebody else's house, rent a room from them, get on a farm, start working, for their farm or something. If you're at that point, I mean, I'm really seriously thinking, if this pops off, I'm down in Dominican Republic if I can get there. Right now I'm here because my grandson's here, my kids are here. They wanted to stay here, but I got to tell you, if it wasn't for them, I would already be in Dominican Republic. I'd be out of the United States.
100%. I'm with you, Dad. You've asked me to come down there, and I would go in a second if it wasn't for my kids, and I still might end up going anyways. But like Julie said here, shout out to Julie. She's been a long time follower. She's like, I got plenty of these books. Get the hard copy. Yeah, because a lot of the books, they want to sell you a PDF. Well, that PDF is going to be worthless because you ain't going to be able to get online and get it. So that's why an actual physical book is so important. And me, anyways, if I'm going to read a book, I'm reading Stephen King's The Institute right now, about halfway through it. I like holding the book. I like smelling it. That book when you first get it. I like everything about it. I don't want to sit in front of a computer to read. To me, it defeats the whole purpose. When I'm reading, I want to get away from technology, and just use my imagination. I think we forget how to do that sometimes. So that's a good point, Julie.
Yeah, somebody's saying here, get out of the city, Sister Kimberly. Get out of the city if you can. Dig a well, grow a garden, get some chickens, live in a tent if you have to. Just get away from the city. That's the first place to fall.
She's right. And Kimberly, she's one of my moderators. I actually found her through my brother Jay Dreams, and he's a super prepper, man. He breaks down the plasma apocalypse, and that's kind of like pole shift, the whole Nibiru thing, but looking at it from like a flat Earth perspective. And I had him on the show the other night. We did a show. It did amazing, Dad. It's like I think almost 30,000 views or something. That was the night, guys. We had the SOS thing with Verizon. Remember? That was the night me and Jay started that show. When Verizon had an outage, Dad, and it was right after they had announced to give infrastructure
some deal that they had where they would manage 6,309 or 6,339 mobile towers across the US in $3.3 billion deal. Well, there's that 33 again. Remember, whenever they're about to do one of these little false flag events, false flag equals 33. So they love to throw that in our face. But again, the number 33 is a sacred number. That's why it's not evil, but they use it for evil, you see? So not everyone using that number is using it for the same reason either. It represents the 33 vertebrae the Kundalini serpent travels up to connect to your pineal gland, which is your third eye, which activates that inner Christ, that inner Christos. And, you know, that's the whole tie to Jesus dying at 33 and 33 AD. So they say it's also tied to Lucifer's fall, where a third of the angels followed him, which is 33%. And they brought the forbidden knowledge to man, Mount Hermon, the 33rd parallel. So it's all about balance. It has both negative and positive. But these Freemasons, I don't trust none of them. When you look into their symbolism, there's only one I like, and that's Paranoid American, which they actually told him, invited him to be a 33rd dad. I told him not to do it. I was like, bro, don't do it. That's where shit's going to get real. That's where they're going to probably tell you that you're really worshiping Satan, and you're going to go in there and there's going to be some weird shit going on that you ain't going to want to see, dude. You know, but he's a good guy. You know, Paranoid American.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. I mean, he said he joined it because his grandpa was one, and he thought his he wanted to see if his grandpa was evil because he heard all this stuff about it. And, you know, he got all the way up to 32nd degree. And but even if he knows that it's evil, he can't tell us, because part of their rituals is if you tell any of the secrets, they'll hang you in your own home. So, you know, I mean, I even told him that on live before. I was like, brother, you know, I love you, but I can't trust you too much when it comes to Freemasonry and the shit you tell me, because I know for a fact you ain't allowed to tell me. So I just wouldn't take an oath. Would you, Dad? I ain't taking no oath for none of these people.
No. I won't be around with these people. It ain't going to happen for me. I mean, it just isn't. They could try, you know, but it's not going to happen. You know, I was just, you know, we played around with the music thing that you did. You know, you were telling me showing me this morning what you created with the music thing.
Yeah, I want to play that before we end this tonight too.
Yeah, I want you to play that. That was pretty bad. But we created one for Bodyline too, a 2-minute one. Jared did.
Oh, did he?
It is tight, man. It was like, I was like, man, that is tight. You know, it's just amazing how this works. You know, how the AI creates this beautiful song. I mean, all these actors and actresses and, you know, these people that think they're like idols and gods, they're all coming down. I mean, no one's going to need them anymore to create their own. You're going to be able to create your own music, you know, all your own stuff. You're not going to need any of them.
Well, with the AI, if you just let the AI do it on its own, it comes up with some stupid lyrics, though. Like,
no, but you prompt it properly.
You got to know how to write the lyrics, is what it is. Like the app I use, I create the beat myself, I create the lyrics myself, and I just create a AI rapper to rap them. So the lyrics, the music behind it, that's stuff I created. Now there's different apps that you can use that'll make it all on its own, but I've tried them. I think it comes out much better when you can write the lyrics. And
well, I want to show you. I want to let them listen to a little bit of this real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, play it, and then I'll play mine that I did.
Crazy. I mean, crazy.
I want to listen to it.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I mean, I was like, okay, and then I listened to the ones that you're doing, and I'm like, oh my gosh. This stuff is really like incredible. I mean, really super incredible. Do I upload it as a video, or do I just
no, No, you'll upload it, Dad. If you go look down at the bottom, it says background music. Upload it to the background music.
Where's to say that at background music?
It's below background. So if you keep scrolling down, you'll see video clips, then backgrounds, then background music. Do you see?
Oh, yeah, I don't see that.
Oh, they don't show you that on your end?
No, all I see is present.
Oh, that's weird. I wonder if you could. I wonder if they'll let you. Is there a way you can share it through the present?
Maybe. Let me try. Let me see if you guys can hear it.
See if you can load the video file that way.
I mean, it's crazy. I know I can do it on Zoom, but I don't know if I can do it here. Let me see. Don't you?
If not, next time we go live, you'll just give me the audio file and I'll upload it for you. That way I can't wait for him to listen to, because what I did, guys, remember that song Oliver Anthony did, Richmond, North of Richmond? So I took that song, I rewrote the lyrics a little bit, and I made a remix to it. I created the beat, everything, and it came out amazing. I even sent it to Oliver Anthony. I hope he listened to it. I'm sure he didn't, but he turned down an $8 million deal. And he's a country singer. When you listen to this guy's lyrics, you're like, oh, wow, he knows, man. He knows what's really going on. You know, he talked about the children on islands. He was talking about Epstein Island. And, I mean, he's amazing. He's amazing. Did it work?
I see I can upload a video.
Yeah, it probably won't let you, bro.
But it won't let me upload. Hold on, it might. Let me see if it lets me open that, load that up. Maybe it won't. Maybe no, it won't.
It won't.
It blocked it. It blocked it.
We'll do it next time. But listen to this, guys. Check this one out. I did.
Yeah. How are you gonna play that?
That reveals its secrets. Tommy Truthful. Tommy Truthful. Tommy Truthful.
Oh, wait. Hold on.
By Tommy Truthful. Truth Mafia music. We bringing the truth that the mainstream hides. I've been selling my soul, working all day. Overtime hours for that bullshit pay. So I sit out here, watching life slip away. Drag back home, drowning my troubles away. It's a damn shame, look at what this world's come to. For people like me and people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is, man, it is. Living in this new world, but I gotta know so. These rich men, oh, the rich men, they out of control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do. They don't think you know, but I know that you do. Your dollar ain't shit, it's ties to the end. All cause of these rich men, not the rich. Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's come to. For people like me and people like you. Wish I could wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is. Politicians should look out for minors, not just minors on islands hiding with liars. Folks in the streets got nothing to eat, while the obese milking welfare is repeat. God, if you're 5'3" and 300 pounds, why we paying taxes for your bags of fudge rounds? Young man putting himself 6 feet deep, while this country keeps kicking them no relief. Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's come to. For people like me and people like you. Wish I could wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is. Living in this new world with an old soul. These rich men, all the rich men taking control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do. They don't think you know, but I know that you do. Your dollar ain't shit, it's taxed to the end. Because of rich men, all the rich men. I've been selling my soul, working all day. Overtime hours for that bullshit pay. I see it clear now, the game that they play. Building their empires while we just decay. If you're tired of the lies and wanna see it all, go opt into our daily newsletter at truthmafia.com. More music, more truth, and all that they hide. The mainstream won't tell you what's really inside. The Truth Mafia is the biggest group of truth seekers alive, led by Tommy Truthful, the cowboy to copy, we survive. Join the fight, don't let them take control. It's time we stand up and let the truth be told. Reality is a code. I am the glitch that reveals its secrets. Tommy Truthful. Tommy Truthful.
Not too bad, right?
Hey, brothers and sisters, who likes that? Give it a thumbs up. Tell me what you think.
Yeah. It seems like they like it. And I've been getting a lot of good feedback on the music. I did one about CERN, and then people are. So I was just.
I think it's a way, son, to get it out and get more people coming down. Getting more people aware of what's going on.
Yep. Me
Oh,
too.
Facebook shut me down for sharing the Truthful. They take some things down once in a while, right?
Yeah, they just hit me this morning with some it was like a video I did a year ago or 2 years ago, actually, and they took it down. And I'm like, what the hell? It's always something, it's always something with them. So I just learned that's why I always build the backup pages, Dad, because you've seen since I started.
This is why it's so important that all our brothers and sisters get into the freaking newsletter.
Yeah. No, I know.
You know what I mean?
That way, if it's gone, we can just send them an email.
We send them an email. We give them a new channel, right? We're putting this stuff up on our own hosting. We get it up there. There's always a way, to get her done, right? There's always a way to get her done, and that's why it's. A lot of people love it.
Is there a way? I wonder if there's a way we could put them songs on truthmafia.com where people could how people can download the audio of one of them videos that get uploaded by our technology.
Yeah.
If we could do that, Pops.
Yeah, you can do that.
Dude, because people always ask me, where can I download this? And forget about using, we could put it on normal stream platforms like Apple and stuff, but I'd rather it be on our platform and drive traffic to our platform. You know what I mean?
Yes, 100%.
And then people could download it. But I know, brother, we did about an hour and 32 minutes, which, I know you got the wife and the family, so I'm not going to keep you much longer. We'll tie this one up, and it was a good episode tonight. Make sure you guys protect yourself with the 5G protection. That link's down below with promo code Truth Mafia. The Nano Soma's down there. Check that out as well. And yeah, man, we got a lot of cool stuff coming. The 5G. I really, really believe in this product. I wear it myself. So all that.
And I'm involved in it. They know that. Somebody said that. So that I'm a part of this company. It's been around for over 2000. The technology was developed in the early 2000. The company launched in 2012. It's done millions of patches and discs around the world, and it works. There's, close to 5,000 reviews on the site, lots of 5-star reviews, and it'll help you. And it's very economical, so it's not like these DPE devices we're going to show you here probably next week or the week after, and the Zeds, but this with a band and with a disc on your phone, you're going to be covered wherever you go. And we're going to be doing some disc deals coming up where you're going to be able to get discs in bulk and put them on a lot of different things at good prices. So we'll be announcing that soon too, for your family members, right? You'll be able to get more of a bulk discount.
Yep. And somebody asked about your prayer group that you got going. So yeah, the more people that join it, then Dad will because he's got a lot of stuff going on too. But are the people that join that, are they able to interact with each other?
Yeah, they can interact. They can chat together. They can message each other. No problem. You go to the patriotsclub.com/Truth Mafia. You join for free. In there, you'll see community, and then you just sign up for the community, get your username and password, and then you're in the community. You can chat. You can congregate. And we're going to be looking for moderators in there also. Other people that will help us with the different solutions that we're going to be, introducing.
I got some good people I could send you that you.
Yeah, if you could, son, because we need to get moving because things are getting really, really heated up. And we have the prayer group, and people can put prayer requests in. We can pray for them. Remember, what you give, you get. What you give, you get. What you give, you get. Give good things, you get good things. If you don't give good things, you're not going to get good things.
Yep.
You're what you sow. Everything you do, every action you take, every dollar you spend, you're sowing.
And everybody is welcome. Jewish, Muslim, Christian. This ain't going to be a prayer group where somebody's telling you, oh, yeah, your God's evil, or you go to hell because you believe in that. We don't, I ain't about that. In that energy, I know my dad ain't either. So there's a lot
but the links in the description under this video for the Patriots Club, and then you get in there, get in the group. We need moderators. We need some help. We want to get organized in there and structured. We want everybody to meet other spiritual patriots in their neighborhood and come together, pray together, declare, decree together. That's what we got to do, folks.
Yep. And I will put it out in a email as well. Yep, no problem, CJ. I'll put it out on both Truth Mafia and, I send one out maybe once a week on the other one just for my people that I do the decodes for. So we'll make sure it's in both of them. And we love y'all. All the links are down below. Thanks for rocking out with us tonight. We appreciate it. Every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can check out Truth Mafia News and all the links to the different projects my dad's doing. Sovereign Radio, another show he has that he's working on with one of his buddies that's now, part of our situation. So go check that out too, guys. All the links are down below. We love y'all. We're out.
Love you all.